Hey guys, it has been yeah. It is Wednesday. It's about noon right now. My dogs are not happy with me because I feel like I gotta kind of take a break today. Um, they're wearing me out. Um, yeah. So yeah, as of right now, we've got a little more than 2 days left on Outlaw Nights. I think around 4 p.m. today, it is going to be exactly 2 days left. So, yeah, we are still very, very far from our goal. Um, so yeah, if you hadn't seen any of the previous couple of videos, yeah, there's a good chance we're not going to fund this time around. In which case, we are going to be relaunching around the beginning of April. I'd like to launch right on April 1st. I'm just very antsy and impatient for it, but at the same time, from everything I've learned, it seems like beginning of spring is the best time. So, I am going to be launching in the beginning of spring, April 1st, which weirdly enough is also my mom's birthday. Go figure. But yeah, so, but, if by some, if we can pull off a miracle in the next couple days, that'd be freaking awesome. So, go ahead, click on the link in the description below, check out Outlaw Nights. I promise you will love it. I mean, you might not, but I mean, if you don't love this, I don't know if I can understand you. So yeah, good stuff. Yesterday, I think I was a little pissy, I think, on my video yesterday. It's because Disney just keeps, Disney pisses me off, and then, it annoys me when they're, all their little tricks and all always end up kind of working. There's people out there who treat Disney like it's a religion. No bueno. No bueno. And speaking of that, I had fun reading today about how, Kathleen Kennedy came out and basically said, she understood that George Lucas wasn't thrilled with what was going on with his movies. And she, of course, tried to play it from the angle of, he's just, he just can't let go. He's just in a state of whatever. And it's like, okay. Well, first of all, yeah, you do have kind of a point there, but you're of course downplaying your own culpability in this. Naturally, basically, he's not happy with the direction that they've taken it. He's not. He. I think one of the quotes he told, one of the things he said to Kathleen Kennedy directly was, shoot, I had the quote right in my head. No, yeah, he said there was nothing new, and that was frustrating him. And I can understand his frustration because, the more I look over footage from the new sequel trilogy, and the more I think about it, the more I see how much of, it seemed like with The Force Awakens, they were kind of trying to play it safe. But the big thing about playing it safe in this is, like, essentially it's like a fanboy tried to make a Star Wars movie. It's where it's essentially, oh, like, we're referencing all the little minutia from the original trilogy, and that should be enough, and we're just going to kind of tell a very generic power fantasy story. and it wasn't interestingly written. It wasn't. They didn't like. Well, I mean, the most obvious flaw that I think everybody's talked about ad nauseum is the fact that Ray essentially doesn't have a character arc, or at least a decent one. Um, for the most part, she is, she starts off being good at everything. Uh, the few character flaws she has are like meant to be endearing, even though they do come off as obnoxious to me. But I'm just a man. Um, but yeah, and she just starts off great and just gets better, and that's her arc. It's not an arc really. It's just kind of a steady, it's a steady slope upwards. Um, and the thing about it is, there were a lot of things about The Force Awakens that I was totally cool with. Um, I didn't hate it quite as much as I see a lot of other people in the Fandom Menace hate it. I really didn't hate The Force Awakens. I enjoyed it. I felt like it could have been better. It didn't blow me away, but I didn't hate it. Because I felt like J.J. Abrams kind of left enough hints in there to where it was like it was building towards something better. And this just felt like more of it just kind of an introduction to the new cast. So I was cool with that. I was fine with that. Last Jedi is what completely flushed it all down the toilet for me. Everything that we thought they were going to build on from the first one, they didn't build on, and he deliberately underplayed it because you weren't expecting it. And I mean, the whole thing was just, it was like he was trying to make a comedy while at the same time trying to make a Star Wars movie. And it was just rife with all kinds of condescending ideological messages. It just, like, I saw it once and it's burned into my brain. Like, I remember these scenes, like, very well. Because I remember I think at least towards the midway point, I was laughing when I wasn't supposed to be laughing in the story. And I think once we got to the shot when Ray put Luke on his butt, that was when I was like, yeah, you lost me completely. Sorry. I can't believe that this woman just has this bizarre natural affinity with the Force with absolutely no explanation for it whatsoever. That's what made me crazy. And it told me, like, for the most part, I think what Rian Johnson was trying to put forward, number one, he was trying to break he was trying to break the cycle of concepts of chosen ones, but he was doing it in a way that was so absurd. And like when you question him about it, it's like the only thought I can really have of why he made this choice is that he was trying to do the whole, well, this is the first major female protagonist we've had, so we need to show that, like, as a woman, she has like an inner power that the other characters haven't been able to tap on or whatever. In other words, trying to brag to the feminist crowd through a narrative that makes absolutely no sense, and ultimately does not do any favors for the character. Because I feel like, I honestly felt like, I'm probably in the minority, but I felt like Daisy Ridley gave really great acting performances in the movies. I think a lot of people they associate the obnoxiousness of the character with her a little too much, because she's not responsible for the script. She was hired to act in it, and she gave a really solid performance. She cried and all. Like, she showed more emotion than I saw in the original trilogy. I know I'm gonna get in trouble for that one, but whatever. she showed more emotional range than most of the characters in the original trilogy. But the way she was written made it to where she had no room to grow. She had nowhere to really go with the character in terms of, like, can't really show her being too vulnerable. I mean, she was vulnerable when Snoke had her, but that just raised more questions in my head because I'm like, she beats Kylo Ren easily. Snoke has her in a death grip at that point. Then all of a sudden, Kylo Ren is able to kill Snoke. But she was able to beat Kylo Ren. So if she could beat Kylo Ren, she could beat Snoke. But anyway, yeah, very upset about all of that crap. And so it's like, essentially, I wanted to see The Mandalorian to an extent, but my taste for Disney Lucasfilm has been soured to the point where it's like, I don't want to watch anything that those people have produced. It's time to clean house. Once you clean house, I'll give it some thought. Or better yet, sell the rights to Star Wars to another company. I mean, I can't imagine another company doing much worse. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me again today, guys. I know this was technically kind of a rant, but I promise you I'm in good spirits. If you like anything I have to say, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to check out Outlaw Nights on Indiegogo. Click on the link in the description of this video to check that out. Share it out with your family. Share it out with your friends. Share it out with anybody over the age of 17. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me again. I will talk to you all tomorrow.